What's up, everyone? Welcome to the podcast. I'm your host, Isaiah Copon. It's February 7, 2024, and this is Lift and Learn episode 133. In this episode, I'll talk about the things you need to know before you go into the gym for the first time, and then how to start the year off on the right foot. Before that, though, I'll talk a bit about what I've been up to lately, and that might include fitness-related topics, and it might not. If you want to follow me, your host, on Instagram, it's isaiah.copon, and you can also check out my website, isaiahcopon.com. The podcast is on Instagram at Lift and Learn Podcast, on Twitter at Lift and Learn Pod, and also on Facebook. You can just search Lift and Learn Podcast. With that being said, let's get into it. Alright, so you might think I'm crazy, but I went golfing this week. Just yesterday, actually. Yeah, it's the middle of the winter here, but I actually found a spot to play some winter golf. It was a bit of a drive. I'm in Mississauga and had to drive to Hamilton. It was like a 45-minute drive. I went to the simulator first on the Sunday, and then for some reason I had all of Tuesday morning free, so I found a place where I could golf. And you know what? It wasn't bad. I'll admit it was kind of cold, but I still managed to play the full round. It was not that cold out. I mean, it's February, and the temperature right now is like 0 degrees, and surprisingly not in the minus double digits. So I just said, screw it, and I went golfing. I had to walk the 18 though, but I had a good time, literally out there just by myself. Actually, no, I wasn't by myself. I was with my buddy he's my client, but I mean, here we go. Lifelong friendship now, probably. I've never played golf in February before, but made it work. Played well enough, but the ground was actually like frozen at some points. I hit some decent shots, some bad ones, of course, to be expected. The ground was so frozen when I started. It was like 11 a.m. It was so frozen that the ball was actually bouncing off of the green, which was like hilarious. I almost threw the ball at the ground and it came right back at my face. It was, I almost lost an eye. It was quite a drive. If I can keep going there just even once every 2 weeks, that'd be a win. It was only $25 to play 18 holes. It did warm up when we were out there. So when the sun was out, so maybe I'll go again if we ever do see the sun again. I have to go back. Well, I mean, why not? And I've actually been watching Netflix lately, a little bit of it. I found a pretty decent show called Alone. One of my clients told me about this one, and basically the premise of the show is that 10 people get sent into the wilderness, and in this season specifically, it's in the Arctic. As you know, it's very cold there. Whoever survives or stays out there the longest wins $500,000. It's been pretty interesting so far. I'm just going to spoil a little bit of it. Maybe that'll reel you in. No pun intended. So far, they've been able to catch some fish if they're fortunate enough. One guy, though, he got a muskrat and he ate it after I don't think he was eating for like 6 days. He hadn't eaten, and that did not end well, to say the least. Let's just say he had stomach issues for the next 24 hours before deciding to finally tap out. But man, some of them are experts at building these things. They made their own shelters. One person almost burned down their whole house or whatever. It's pretty interesting. I intended to have it on just as a background show, but I've just been glued to the TV. Each person on there, they all have their own different techniques when it comes to finding the scarce food out there, which, they use traps, some bow and arrow action, one crazy squirrel headshot that was just nuts. I'm not going to recommend the show because I know it's not for everybody, but I'm just saying it's pretty interesting. And I'll be watching it till the end. I think there's only 12 episodes and I'm more than halfway through. There's 4 or 5 people left and they've been in there for over a month, which is just the wildest thing. One piece of good news for me this week, besides golfing, but my Kindle, it's alive. So for the past 2 weeks, my Kindle has just been stuck on the screensaver for some reason. Ever since I went to Buffalo, I don't know what the heck happened, but it was just frozen on one screen. Tried pressing the button a bunch of times. I read online that you should hold the button for a minute and then restart. That didn't happen, or it didn't work. So I tried leaving it in my car overnight multiple times in hopes that it would just die due to the cold weather. Nothing. So for 2 weeks, I wasn't able to read my books on there. Super frustrating, but luckily I had my physical copy of Atomic Habits, so I was still able to read that. Then this week, I had to figure out what was wrong, and I was on the verge of getting a new one. But what I did was I plugged in the old one for a little bit, held the battery for like a minute and a half, and oh man, it was like it's just a weight lifted off my shoulder. It revived itself. It seems like a pretty simple solution, but I swear I did that before and nothing happened. But yes, Kindle is alive, back into play, can finally get back to reading my daily dose of Chop Wood, Carry Water, which is a book that just talks about enjoying the journey as opposed to focusing so much on the end goal. And it's a really good reminder for me every single day. That's why I read it. So much application for some of the stories in there, and it helps me a ton. Question 1. Things to know when going into the gym for the first time. So we're in the new year now, and of course the biggest New Year's resolution that people will make is that they want to lose weight. So that might mean going to the gym for the first time, or maybe going back after a few months or maybe years off. People want to be comfortable when they're in there, so hopefully this topic will help with that because I'm getting a lot of these questions lately. Starting at the gym for the first time can be intimidating, but it's a necessary step when it comes to improving your health and fitness, unless you're going to start doing it in your own home gym. Here's some things to keep in mind, and this will be more of a checklist format, but some of the points I might do a deep dive if I feel like. So let me just start. First things first, always a good idea, consult your healthcare provider. We'll get this out of the way. This is especially true if you have any medical conditions or concerns. This is always a good idea to do before you go to the gym, and you don't want to do more damage than good. So this is true especially if you're new to working out, or if you're really overweight or maybe underweight or even on certain medications. You have to start this journey as safe as possible. When that's done, you need to set clear goals, okay? So it's good to determine what you want to achieve at the gym, whether it's building strength, improving cardiovascular fitness, losing weight, gaining muscle, maybe just being healthy for the long term. Having specific goals can help you stay motivated, and you should be tracking your progress. Write down what you're going to do. Write down what you actually do in the gym when it comes to sets, reps, exercises, how you felt during those sets, maybe keeping track of how high your heart rate gets as well. Write as many notes as you want. Yes, tracking reps and sets and weights are important, but you can also document things like the effort, like how hard or easy that day was for you. This will be beneficial when you look at it later on down the road. Go in with a plan. Leave with some notes written down, maybe on pen and paper, maybe just your phone. There's so many apps that'll help you track your workouts, and you can always put notes in there as well. Speaking about tracking, something that can help you stay consistent is to to stay consistent when it comes to actually making your way to the gym. This is to actually put it into your calendar, so it's not just an afterthought. Treat it like a doctor or dentist appointment. Write it down so that you don't forget. This is a step that gets overlooked. It's much better than just saying, okay, I'm going to go to the gym twice this week. No, you need to actually write it down, a time, specific date, location, even what you're going to do when you're in there. This just eliminates a little bit of friction when it comes to actually going to the gym. And you have to choose a gym that suits your needs, okay? So find a gym that's convenient in terms of location, hours they're open, equipment that's available. Many gyms offer free tours and trial memberships so you can get a feel for the environment before committing. If you're in the GTA, guess where I recommend? Movati, baby. That's where I work, and there's everything you need there when it comes to equipment. The culture, environment overall has been so positive. They have the typical amenities: snack, protein shake bar, sauna, steam room, pool, women's area, recovery section, sled. We got the turf. We have a tire you can flip, brand new power racks. No, I'm not even getting paid by them, but you do pay a premium, but I believe it's one of the best facilities around, and it's only getting better. Wear appropriate attire. Okay, choose comfortable clothes, breathable, moisture wicking, dry fit, proper athletic shoes. I said proper athletic shoes. Okay, the amount of people I've seen in the gym with flip-flops or Crocs, too damn high. Please don't be that person. You want to stay comfortable and avoid injuries, so wear proper shoes. Learn gym etiquette. This is a big one, man. Familiarize yourself with common gym etiquette rules like wiping down equipment after use, re-racking weights, allowing others to work in if a machine is in use, especially important when it's that rush hour time like 5 to 7 in the evening. Everybody's going to have a hard time finding certain machines or exercises, so if you can let somebody work in during those times, that's just a good Samaritan thing to do, okay? So when all that's settled, it's actually time to start working out. You got to start with a simple workout plan. As a beginner, best to begin with a straightforward routine, focus on compound movements. These work multiple muscle groups like squats, deadlifts, bench press. If those are too difficult for you, practice goes a long way. Okay, there's other regressions of those big compound movements. Improve on those, work from there. And if you need a fitness professional, seek some guidance. They could possibly create a program tailored to your goals. Feel free to DM me if you need more information. If you'd like to, I reply to everybody. Now, if you're starting in the gym for the first time, you don't just want to go straight into those exercises. You need to warm up and cool down. Always start your workout with a warm up to prepare your muscles and joints for exercise. After you work out, cool down, stretch to prevent muscle soreness. Again, these are both overlooked aspects of working out, but it's super important to further prevent the risk of injury. And you got to learn proper form. Pay close attention to your form when performing exercises. Using improper form, can lead to injuries. Don't hesitate to ask even a gym member, but like staff would be good, PT maybe for assistance. You can also prepare yourself before going into the gym by going on YouTube, searching up a reliable source, and seeing their thoughts and inputs regarding form of certain exercises. This could go a long way, as opposed to just guessing how a machine works or just going to the bench press and just starting from there. So you should know how to use the gym equipment safely. All right, take the time to understand how the gym equipment works. Again, check YouTube beforehand. If you're really unsure, ask a gym staff member for guidance. I've had to help a few members around the gym who didn't know how to adjust certain seat heights or bench angles or how to use machines like the lower ab crunch machine or the Nordic hamstring curl machine. Start with manageable weights, okay? So when lifting weights, begin with lighter weights to focus on form and gradually increase the weight as you become more comfortable. Overdoing it from the start can lead to injury. You can always increase the weights, and if it's your first time in the gym doing movements you don't regularly do, the weight won't matter much. You'll probably get sore, and that's normal for your first time, and maybe the first few times as your body continues to adapt, basically. This is exactly why you need to track your workouts. Not only will you remember what you did on that day, but you also know if you need to increase weights for the next time you go back into the gym for your next session. Have a plan. So continuing on with this plan stuff, you need to progress gradually. Consistency is key, so make exercise a regular part of your routine. Gradually increase the intensity and duration of your workouts to avoid overtraining. If you're tracking your workouts, the plan, find weights and reps where the intensity is around a 6 or maybe even a 7 if you're really brand new to the gym and exercise and lifting weights. Okay, quick one, stay hydrated. Bring a water bottle or drink plenty of water during your workout to stay hydrated. This is important. At least bring a bottle. I mean, you don't even have to fill it up because the gym should have a water fountain at the very least. If it doesn't, that's a red flag in itself. And listen to your body. So you need to pay attention to how your body feels. If you experience pain, not muscle soreness, or any kind of discomfort, stop the exercise and move on. There's no need to grind out an extra few reps or sets if that means sacrificing your joints or whatever you're straining. It could only get worse, right? So another one would be I'm not even going to say anything else. You just need to focus on doing your own workout. Don't stare at others, okay? On the flip side, if you're new to the gym, you might stick out like a sore thumb. So honestly, just focus on what you're doing in there. People may stare at you, but if you're focusing on yourself and what you're doing, then don't worry about what others are doing. It's pretty simple. Of course, that's a tough one for me to just tell you on here, but it's something to try to get used to, especially if you're a female going into the gym. If you're lucky, find a gym that has a female-only area if you're more comfortable there. Focus on your own goals and work out, not what others are doing or how the other gym members are looking. Don't judge others because you don't want them judging you. It could be someone's first day in the gym. They might not know, or you might not even know where their journey has begun. You know what I mean? Ask for help if needed. Usually the bigger guys who aren't slamming weights, they're probably going to be willing to help you out, even though they might look intimidating. First time in a new gym, what I would do, I would just walk around, find out where all the machines are, and then you plan the routine from there. Start on the treadmill, gather thoughts and focus. And then rest and recover, of course, that's important. Rest days are going to be crucial when it comes to recovery, injury prevention. Overtraining can lead to burnout and injuries, so make sure to give your body the time it needs to recover. Remember that everybody starts somewhere and it's okay to be a beginner. Don't be discouraged by what others are doing at the gym. Focus on your own journey, stay consistent, and enjoy the process of getting healthier and stronger. Question 2. How to start the year off on the right foot. I know we're like a month into the new year now at this point, but this is still very important. This episode was supposed to be out like mid-January, but we're here now. If you fell off of your resolutions in the first month, time to get back to the grind or just back to good habits. The year is already 10% over, so you need to plan ahead. Plan out the year in advance. You should have already done this, but there's still time. But you need to start now, especially if you're looking to be in shape for the summer. You need to create a plan. So develop a structured plan that outlines how you're going to achieve your goals. This plan should include details like what phase of your training you're in, types of exercises you'll do, your diet, workout split, and so on. Even unrelated to fitness, use this start to expand in other areas of your life too. Maybe that means planning on future promotions this year, maybe a vacation, have a certain amount of money saved up for a certain time. Whatever the goals are, you need to create some sort of action plan to get that to work. If it is fitness related, seek guidance from a fitness professional, and they can help you create a personalized plan for yourself. Starting the new year off on the right foot. In terms of improving your health and fitness, though, that's what I'm here for. That's a great goal. So here's some steps to help you get back on track. Set goals. A little bit more specific than usual, right? Instead of saying, I want to get in shape, you could just say, I want to lose 10 pounds in the next 3 months or whatever it is, or gain 5 pounds of muscle in the next 3 months. Just have some kind of goals or plan written down here. And if you do want to start off on the right foot, you got to prioritize regular exercise. You got to improve maybe cardiovascular exercises, strength training. You could do the treadmill. You could do the cycling. Strength training, you could do your weightlifting, maybe getting into an Olympic lifting class, whatever it is. Aim for at least the general guideline is like 150 minutes of like moderate intensity. Go to the gym 2 or 3 times a week, whatever it is, right? And that might mean you need to eat better too. So you got to pay attention to your diet, focus on a balanced nutrition, fruits, vegetables. That's what most people lack. For me, fiber intake's been huge lately. Maybe more proteins, leaner proteins, of course, healthier fats. If you're still using vegetable oil, wake up. Extra virgin olive oil is here to save you. Be mindful of portion sizes, reduce your intake of processed and high sugary foods. This is a big one for me, because last year I didn't eat the best, not enough protein on a daily basis because I've just been eating too much Filipino food, but I'm focused this year on getting that up along with my vegetable intake. This year, I actually really want to make some damn progress because I feel like I hit a bit of plateau the last few years since COVID. I mean, I had some injuries in the first half of last year, so training-wise, it was good for the second half, but I need to just bring it all together, step it up again with the diet especially, so that I can continue to get towards my goals. And a big one, get more rest. I mean, adequate sleep, essential for recovery and overall well-being. Aim for 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep every night. For the first few weeks of this year, I've actually been pretty good when it comes to managing my sleep schedule. For January, it was very good. I've had a few days of around 8 hours of sleep, and I'm slowly starting to get into a better routine when it comes to bedtime. And that helps a lot that I don't end at 8 p.m. every single day. And managing stress. I mean, this year is the year. If you need to practice your stress reduction techniques like mindfulness, meditation, yoga, deep breathing exercises, this is going to go a long way, I promise you that. And staying consistent. I mean, consistency is the key to achieving and maintaining good health and fitness or whatever your goals are. Stick to your plan, even when motivation wears off or whatever. I just read a part in Atomic Habits that said, lost days hurt you more than successful days help you. The problem is not slipping up. The problem is thinking that if you can't do something perfectly, then you shouldn't do it at all. So get back on the habit once you fall off and don't miss twice. And you got to celebrate the small victories. So recognize and celebrate your achievements along the way, whether it's a weight loss milestone, a new PR in the gym, or even just improved dietary choices. Even if it's just a measly 5-pound increase on any lift, you should be celebrating those small wins. Because if you were to increase a lift by 5 pounds, even if that's just every month, that means adding on 60 pounds of weight by the end of the year, and that's huge in the long run. And you got to adjust and adapt. So you need to be flexible and willing to adjust your plan if you need to. If something's not working, don't be afraid to make changes to better align with your goals. And the last little topic here, support. I mean, if you need support, look for it somewhere. Maybe friends, family, a workout buddy who shares similar goals. You can also consider joining fitness classes, group X classes, online classes, whatever it is. Some of my clients use those ring things on the Apple Watch. I have others who are comparing themselves and staying accountable with the Whoop band as well. Just a little bit of friendly competition against your friends could help you keep that discipline going forward. And if you're looking for a professional, maybe that means a fitness trainer, maybe a nutritionist. Maybe this is the year where you say, you know what? I've tried to do this all on my own, but it hasn't worked before. Maybe you need some extra guidance to give you a little kickstart on whatever new endeavor it is. I mean, reach out, maybe get a personal trainer if you need one. Maybe you want to learn a new skill like ice skating. Go get some lessons. You want to be better at golf? Go get some lessons. These are just some of the things I think about, honestly. If your resolution is to always lose a bit of weight and it never happens, then maybe you need to take a different approach and just admit that you need a professional to help steer you in the right direction. Remember, the key to long-term success is making sustainable lifestyle changes. Don't rely on those quick fixes or the extreme measures. Focus on building healthy habits that you can maintain throughout the year and beyond. Stay patient and persistent, and don't get discouraged by setbacks because it's going to happen. A new year provides a fresh start, but remember that every day is an opportunity to make positive changes in your health and fitness and just your life, okay? And that concludes episode 133 of the podcast. Thank you for listening. If you really enjoyed the episode or my podcast as a whole, then please leave a review and comment on iTunes or whatever your choice of podcast platform is. Also, if you haven't already, you should hit that subscribe button because I'll be releasing episodes every Friday. If you want to follow me, your host, I'm Isaiah.Copon on Instagram, and you can also check out my website, isaiahcopon.com. If you want to follow the podcast, you can check out @Lift and Learn Podcast on Instagram. And there's also a Facebook page if you just search Lift and Learn Podcast.